Ciao, ciao, dosto. कैसे हो आप लोग? Claudio Ranieri is set to return to Roma for a third time. Well, in this video, I'm going to break all of this down. So do watch the video till the end. And अगर आप नए हो channel में, तो do subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends. I'm a Romanista for life. I create content around football, focusing a bit on Serie A and of course Roma and other sports as well. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Ranieri, man. I mean, the tinker man as they call it. मेरा सबसे पहले रैनियरी के साथ एक जो बोलते हैं ना कि इंटरेक्शन हुआ था is when he was the manager of Chelsea back in the early 2000s, and Ranieri was always beloved in Chelsea, and he was kind of बोलते हैं ना कि punching above the weight with the Chelsea team, and I think that is what kind of pushed Roman Abramovich to buy the club. And I still remember when Ranieri was sacked by Roman, there were a lot of unhappy Chelsea fans that Ranieri is going and Mourinho is coming back in the day. Believe it or not, it is true. I remember seeing posters and stickers of dead Ran walking. So Ranieri was much beloved in Chelsea, as a figure, as a gentleman, as a coach. And uske baad mein I found out that he's actually born and brought up in Rome. He came through the Roma youth ranks and of course went on to manage. He retired early, then went on to manage a lot of teams like Fiorentina, Catanzaro, bahut sare alag teams in the Italian division before coming down to England later in his career. But of course, 2009 की बात है. Luciano Spalletti had built this amazing Roma team, but it was a time where even he was under pressure. Roma were facing a lot of defeats, and the financial situation wasn't that great, and Roma needed someone to come and save their season, and it was Ranieri who came in 2009, and Ranieri actually took us to an unprecedented Scudetto run. मतलब हम कहाँ थे टेबल में, and Ranieri beat Jose Mourinho's Inter unironically, and Roma leapfrogged to first place. But एक defeat towards the end against Sampdoria that ensured that Inter won the league, Inter won the cup, and Inter won the Champions League. Jose Mourinho won the treble with Inter. So Ranieri came very close with Roma to winning the league, and अभी भी Ranieri बोलता है कि of course a lot of new fans, young fans would know from Ranieri's time at Leicester how he won the Premier League against all odds, 5,000 to 1, right? Those were the odds, and he took Leicester to a fairy tale run and won the league when no one really thought that Leicester could do it. And Ranieri abhi bhi bolta hai ki that Scudetto, had he won the Scudetto with Roma, that would have been a bigger achievement than winning the Premier League with Leicester, because that is what Ranieri he loves Roma. He is Roman through and through, and there is an absolute ek tarfa pyar towards Roma. And to be fair, Roma have always called him when Roma are in need of stability. When Roma are in a mess, that's when Ranieri has been called, and he's always answered the call. So of course, वो Leicester के साथ में जो fairy tale Premier League winning season था, उसके बाद में he moved on, went to a lot of other clubs, Monaco, Nantes in France. Recently, आप बोल सकते हो, in the recent past, once again when Roma were in tatters, this is De Rossi's last season. Once again, Ranieri came in and he steadied the ship, took Roma to 6th place, where Roma were really struggling, and gave De Rossi a nice send off, and probably deservedly so, because De Rossi is an icon of Rome, and it was very fitting कि Ranieri was the coach in charge when De Rossi played his last game. And वो game में भी अगर आप देख सकते हो तो the Kurwa suit, the hardcore Roma fans unfurled a banner saying that you're one of our own, and you've always answered a call when we are in distress. So Ranieri became that kind of messiah for Roma. So he's beloved Roma, that too. So he's got that in him. I've made a reel also how he's the nicest guy in football. It's just as recent as last season where he was in charge of Cagliari. Cagliari was struggling. He wanted to resign, but the players said no, we'll play for you, Gaffer. And play for him they did, because Cagliari survived a relegation. मतलब वो एकदम Serie B वाला quality वाला squad था, and Ranieri took them out of the relegation zone and made them safe. Got them to play Serie A for one more season. before he retired, like, officially he said that this was his last year in football as a coach, and he wanted to retire and enjoy his retirement, obviously. um, and once again, when Roma are in trouble, it looks like the Friedkins are going to appoint Ranieri. There's an amazing photo of Ranieri and his grandson walking into the Trigoria, which is Roma's training center. I mean, that just shows the love that he's had for Roma. And this season has been a very troublesome one. They're also obviously getting the sack 4 games into the season. And then Ivan Juric was brought on, unpopular appointment. And ऐसे लग रहा था कि last weekend में जब Bologna against Roma हारी, irrespective of the result, the Roma team had a announcement scheduled. मतलब जैसा मैच खत्म हुआ, फाइनल विसल ब्लो हुआ, उसके बाद तुरंत अनाउंसमेंट आया कि इवान यूरिच इज no more associated with Roma. So it looked like he was a dead man walking back back on Sunday. And उसके बाद में we've been seeing a flurry of names, man. I mean, कितने सारे नाम थे, from Graham Potter, Frank Lampard, and then like मैंने एक tweet भी किया था, the way that the Friedkins are going, it looks like it's a throwback trip, because the likes of Rudy Garcia, Vincenzo Montella was mentioned, and of course more names like Sarri, Allegri, Terzic, they were all mentioned. Kabhi aise reports aa raha ki the Friedkins wanted a foreign coach, kabhi aa raha tha ki they wanted Italian coach. So eventually it all settles down to the final step, where it looks like Ranieri is going to fly to London. That's where the Friedkins are right now, and it looks like he's going to sign a contract until the end of the season. So once again, the Tinkerman, one of the nicest men in football, and of course Romanista through and through, he's been given the task of steadying the ship for the 3rd time in his coaching career at his beloved Roma. And the way that I see it, it is a smart move, because he brings that familiarity. You can't hate Ranieri irrespective of what he does. I think the Friedkins have accepted that this season is a write-off. They've made some mistakes, and they need a guy like Ranieri to come in, steady the ship, bring that stability, bring that Romanismo back into the players, and end the season possibly in the top 6, top 7, because that would be the goal right now, realistically. But that is what Ranieri would be interested in, and I think it will resonate with the fans, because I don't think so, honestly, that the likes of Allegri or Sarri would have come on at this point of time, because season already chal raha hai, already 11 game ho chuke hai. So no manager would want to come and take this mess at this point of time. Every manager would want to start fresh with his signings, of course his kind of players. So this is a move that at this point of time आपको लगेगा कि sideways move है कि Ranieri को क्यों लेके आ रहा है, but given what I've seen over the last 20 years as a Roma fan, I think this move makes sense to bring in that stability. He will bring back a bit of that enthusiasm back into Rome. So far so good. Let's hope that it happens. It's almost on the verge of happening. I don't know, by the time I release this video, it might have already happened. But Ranieri coming back to Roma for the 3rd time, I feel for the guy. I really wanted him to be retired and enjoying his retirement. But if he's accepting a call back to Rome, it's just ek tarafa pyar. He loves the club so much that he would want to come back and steady the ship once again. I mean, Sir Claudio Ranieri, you are one of my favorite, if not my most favorite person in world football. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched till here, do consider subscribing to the channel to support it, and of course like the video and share it with your friends. Content aata rahega. International break chal raha hai. I have a few ideas lined up, and hopefully those videos will be out soon. Until next time, do watch all the videos, and do keep on commenting. I'll reply to every comment, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. It's Ajay Menon over there on those 2 social media platforms. Milenge apan. Forza Roma, die Roma. Until next time, it's ciao ciao.